to Black Notified Media TV. Memphis Actors Talking About is a show that kind of spotlights some of our talent that we have here in the Memphis theater community. Today I have joining me six wonderful, talented young men. They're here today to discuss and promote their show, Camp Logan. With no further ado, welcome the cast of Camp Logan. Guys, how you doing?
All right. Mary.
It's a pleasure to have you guys. Now, if we will, we're going to sign off and let you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Jose.
My name is Jose Joanna.
Emmanual McKinney. T.C. Sharpe. Kenon Walker. And there I'm Bart, Mallard.
And I'm Cooli, Crawford.
So, Jose Walker, Emmanual McKinney, T.C. Sharpe, Kenon Walker, Bart, Mallard, and Cooli, Crawford. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Jose
Joanna. Today, not know you, Jose, so welcome to the show, guys. On behalf of Black Notified Media, we would like to say thank you to take the time out your busy schedule joining us today.
You're most welcome.
TC, this is truly a talented cast that we put together here. How did this all get started?
I guess it all got started because so many of us have worked together.
Yeah.
You know, we've done so many shows together at Hattie-Lou and with Bluff City Tri-Art with Ruby and different, and it just kind of like became a conglomeration of guys running into each other, seeing one another and saying, oh,
yeah,
I want to work with that fellow.
That networking thing going on.
Yes.
Well, actually, it started also with TC and Jose and I, along with Tony Anderson, Jamel, Tate,
Oh, yes.
who else?
Eric Brooks.
Yeah, and Eric Brooks.
Yes.
We are, and B-Walks. We're the members of B-Walks,
Yeah.
Brothers with a Story.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were thinking about who could play these parts, that's when, like TC said, we started thinking about some of the people that we associated with doing other plays.
And you know what? This is, I know each of you have done a lot of theater here in Memphis, and you all have your individual accomplishments, but I just want to first say congratulations to Jose Joanna and Emmanual McKinney for their outstanding win for Hurt Village.
Oh!
And we're going to start with Jose. Jose, is this your first show since Hurt Village? Is this the first time you two worked together since y'all did Hurt Village?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I mean, Scott's brother right here. Time to go. We had fun. The show Hurt Village was real cast. It was very good, great cast. He did an outstanding job, and that's why I wanted him to be in with this one.
Oh.
I know he's a very talented young man. He's gonna go very far.
Now, you're very talented too, because I remember seeing you in Two Trains Running. What type of characters do you like to play, Jose?
Any. If I can learn the parts, and if I can get the direction in which I'm trying to go, I'll try to do any.
Are you a comedian? Because I heard that you
Yes,
were a
ma'am.
comedian. Did you? When did you first start acting, or when did you first start and realize that you wanted to be an actor?
When I used to clown around the house all the time, get whooping.
Okay.
Then I started watching TV and I see you can get paid for what I was doing. I said to myself, since I'm playing with it, get paid for it.
What about you, Emmanuel? Same questions to you. When did you first start realize that you wanted to become an actor?
I guess I always dabbled in it a little bit even since I've been in elementary school.
Yeah.
So ever since I was in elementary school, and I come from a family of 7, and we all like to entertain, so we like to mock people, and, you know, that was like a family, that was like the way we joke around a lot. And so my parents told me, you know, you do really good impressions, so I just started to get into acting. I like becoming somebody else.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed that.
Now, who influenced you growing up?
For acting,
Yeah.
I guess my biggest influence for acting was actually my dad, because he's not an actor, but he was a musician, and he used to perform a lot. And I guess I knew I couldn't play an instrument, so I said, well, I like the lights. I like to get on the stage and have a good time and touch somebody's life in a different way than other things I like to do. So I guess that's what it is.
I might add that his father played with David Porter.
He played with Willie Mitchell,
Oh.
also with Johnny Taylor. He wrote music and things for Johnny Taylor. So, yeah.
This is a bona fide child of Stacks.
Yeah, and I also was a part of the Stacks Music Academy when they first opened up in 2001. So, so yeah, I have a lot of blues history and roots in my family.
And it's so good to see you guys like this. I'm sure you guys are getting a lot of compliments, a lot of support from the theater community about, because this is a powerhouse right here. Kenon Walker, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Kenon Walker. Is this, I know you just did a play and you hopped right into this. How much rest did you have in between the last play that you done, One Monkey Don't Stop No Show, and this one here at Camp Logan?
You say rest?
Yes, sir, rest.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
I haven't experienced any of that yet.
Okay.
But you know, my grandmother told me a long time ago that if you find something, if you find a job doing something that you are passionate about, you'll never work. And this isn't work to me. This is a passion for me. So having come out of, we just did, matter of fact, we just did One Monkey Don't Stop No Show at Hattie Lou, that ran through January, and that was an outstanding experience. And really, my involvement came with Jamel Tate, a gentleman named Jamel Tate, a very good friend of mine, very talented actor here in the city. He mentioned this part to me toward the end of last year. And at that time, I had a lot going on. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it in the time period that he mentioned that they were trying to do it, but they ended up pushing the play back to April, so that kind of opened up my schedule to be able to take part. I couldn't ask to be part of a better cast of guys. I'm really excited about this show.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a ball. This is my first all-male play in a while. The last few plays that I've come off of were definitely had females in there, and there was a lot of, it's hard work. You got to sacrifice for your craft. You know, there's a lot of things you have to do to make the story believable, you know. But, being in an all-male cast definitely brought a different dynamic, and, I'm really just happy to be a part of this.
So where have you performed in the city?
Well, I've been at Theater Works. I did a play called Indigo Blues. Theater Works, another one called Sweet Affair. I've done did One Monkey Don't Stop No Show at the Hattie Lou. I've done the Germantown Performing Arts Center.
You done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
You done a lot of stuff. You done a lot of stuff too, Cooli, huh?
Oh, yeah. I moved to New York to start a career in this in 2006. I wasn't successful in it. I came back. But when I first came back, one of the first places I did was with Jose. The Temptation Story with Carol and Nancy Dunn.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was Paul Williams and I was Otis.
Oh, wow.
So we had to dance. It was good. It was
Did you
good.
dance in the show?
Oh yeah, we did all the Temptation steps.
I don't believe that, but I would love to see
And they're
that.
dancing in this one.
It's crazy dancing.
Cooli is a smooth manipulator on that dance.
Oh, my
And I just tell folks to watch it. He'll put it on you.
Yeah, don't tell them too much. They'll be disappointed when they actually see it.
Now, you said you started in 2006. It didn't work out for you. Did you give it enough time to see if it's going to work out?
What, in New York?
Yeah. How long was you there?
I was there for maybe about 6 months, but when you...
That's not enough time.
Yeah, but I was living on the streets. I was homeless.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's enough time.
So,
That's enough time.
literally living on the street, living in Port Authority,
Okay.
and then traveling back on the subway, when they kick us out of Port Authority. So I tried. Then I moved to Detroit, and was successful there. Came back home, full circle, it worked out.
So what do you think about the theater district, and what do you think about where you are now? Do you feel good?
It has grown since I left, came back. It has, because I have never heard of Hattie Lou Theater, and a friend of mine was telling me about it. And after I did the show, Temptation Story, I went to Hattie Lou to do an audition, and Ekandaya and I just clicked just like that. And ever since then, we were a team. And then I met up with TC, and it's like every time there's an August Wilson play, and TC and I was available, he wanted us in. And so me and TC was just, we clicked well together.
That's good. Y'all have some good chemistry together.
Yeah, we do.
Bart, you have some good chemistry with all of us, too. How you doing?
Exactly right. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, you have done some good work, too, around this. You just left the stage with him
exactly right. I just moved back from New York, maybe 4 years ago or so. And first thing I did, and I was, things are rough, and I was like, I'm back in Memphis, and I was very happy to be here. I came back for family mostly, and moved next door to Hattie Lou Theater. Just happened to move next door to Hattie Lou Theater.
See how big
Exactly
that is
right.
for us?
Exactly. And very first play I did, very happy to do it as Boss Marley, and this group was brother. Just a small little part, but I was right next door, and I was like, all right, I'm in Memphis, and I'm in his Scrooge with the brother. And it was my 50th birthday. Yeah. In fact, Christmas Eve. We had a performance on Christmas Eve, folks. So my 50th birthday, December 24th, 2000, and I don't know, 11, 10, 15, I don't know, anyway. I was on stage at Hattie Lou Theater in his Scrooge was a brother with Miss Me here at DC Sharpe. And it was a ball.
It was a ball.
It was a ball.
Guys, and what is it? Is that what you enjoy mostly about being an actor, being on stage?
Entertaining.
The entertaining
I've
part?
always loved to entertain.
You give them something to feel, something to laugh about, something to think about.
You know what I like? One of the things I love about it, well, it's pretty much what's happening right now, right here. It's in the rehearsal process, and the show process is amazing because, it's like you got to be right there, and when your other players are right there with you, you can see it in their face and in their eyes. And that moment is gorgeous. You know what I mean? And the rehearsal process, when a bunch of people can come together and make something, create something, that just sort of evaporates and disappears in a little while.
Yes.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
It is.
Yeah.
I believe it's also like the inspirational part of entertainment. I think there are a lot of people who, assume that, they can't be on stage, or they can't be on screen, they can't do the things that they see their favorite celebrity entertainer doing. So when I get off stage and I'm able to encounter people that are in the audience and they say, I want to do that. I didn't think I could do that until I saw this show. I think that for me makes it all look good. It's not only just the entertaining part of it, but also the inspiring of people that are coming to be entertained.
And like so many people, when they come, like when I did Fences, there was a couple of people, this mother and father, son and mother was there, and they had just lost their father, and they said that my character reminded them of the father, like how I fussed and everything like that in Fences. And then when we did piano lessons, the same couple was there, and the mother and the son, and they said, now you remind us of my uncle, you're like my brother, and that's what my brother acted. So, when you can reach out there and you bring warm memories to people's hearts, or, tears to their eyes in different sort of ways, because I've been attacked when I come on stage, It's like it's just a play, So when you start evoking that type of emotion, that reminds me of the greatness of Memphis, Tennessee. And, just how much talent there really actually is. It's just great talent.
It really is. And we're going to take a short intermission break. We'll be right back with the cast of Camp Logan. And we're going to talk about Camp Logan some more, about these characters, and about the play. So, right back. Don't go nowhere.
If you've liked what you've seen here today, please consider being a sponsor. Send email to sponsor@blackbutterflymedia.net. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget, like us on Facebook.
Okay, we're back here on the set of Camp Logan, and joining me is Jose Joyner, Emmanual McKinney, T.C. Sharpe, Cooli Crawford, Bart, Mallard, and Kenon Walker, this wonderful, talented group of young men all gathered together to tell this story of Camp Logan. What is Camp Logan? Tell us about it.
Camp Logan is a Army base that was formed in Houston, Texas back in the, during the upcoming of the World War I, around 1915-16. But we arrived there in 1917 after having fought in the Spanish-American War down in Cuba, you know, at the yellow fever camps.
What do you mean by we arrived there?
The troops, the black soldiers or the colored soldiers is what we were, you know, wanted to be called at that time, the colored soldiers. And we had a white captain that was over us, but, you know, basically, you know, I was the sergeant. So our basic thing was to, you know, help secure the base and to protect the base as they began to, you know, expand it and get ready for shipping people over to the war in France.
Now acting is your passion, right? Have I started something?
Yes, it is. I guess you know, I used to dive off the porch and do flips and do different things to get attention. And, you know, it's like I used to watch things on television, and I always was real heady about it. You know, if I saw Sergeant York, you know, York on television for the first time, then I would, you know, be sitting there looking at it, and I'd rush into my encyclopedias to see is that true? You know, and I used to just look through those different things. So that's something I always wanted to do.
Jose, tell us about your character.
Willie Brown.
Who?
I'm Willie Brown.
Willie Brown.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the local type of brother that keeps the brothers together. I'm like the glue. I help out and I try to keep them from jumping on harder. But
He's also the lover.
yeah, I'm the love out the group. Besides the New Orleans guy over here, Louisiana man. But my character is basically, I've been in the Army a while, about almost the same as Sarge. And we all want to fight in this war to prove ourselves as men. Mm-hmm. And basically, my character is just keeping my fellow men happy. We all joshing, laughing, and joking, talking about our adventures we do in the Spanish War and everything. We having fun. So my character is to keep everybody laughing and to keep them calm and keep them from killing each other. So that's basically who Willie Brown was. Loving type of man that just wanted to keep
Puts on a good show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about your character.
Well, I'm Hardy, Charles Hardy, and I guess my character, he's the fresh face of the group. He's new to the Army, so he's the youngest one. He's only been in the Army for about 6 months. So he's very naive. He hasn't been around, he hasn't really been raised around a lot of black people, so he hasn't experienced a lot of, you know, injustice that most of the other soldiers have faced. So he's very naive to a lot of things that's happening, that's surrounding him. I guess it's a learning experience for Hardy.
Is it a learning experience for you guys, this show?
Yes, because a lot of us, you know, began to learn things that we didn't know. There were some things that we knew, you know, because some of us are, you know, kind of historian type people. We've known some things, but, you know, when we started getting off deep into this, we began to say, oh,
wow,
yeah.
it's emotional.
It really opened up an entirely new way of looking at things, and that particular perspective, it transported us back.
Because it's set in, what year is set in?
1917.
1917. What, tell us about your character, King.
Well, I play Joe Moses.
Joe Moses.
Joe Moses is from New York. You know what I mean? So being stationed in the South during the Jim Crow era is pretty much a challenge for my character. I'm not accustomed to the segregation and you know, the bigotry that we encountered, you know, in the South, or that was encountered in the South during that time. So I'm pretty much the hothead of the group. With my brothers here, of course, you know, we have a camaraderie, so it's not necessarily any anger toward them. Greeley is Joe Moses' closest friend, so Greeley provides the balance to my character. But as the story progresses, and the more that my character has to encounter being in the South, the more he becomes full of rage. And you know, you have to come to the play to find out how that all comes to a head.
How is it for you to portray this character on stage?
Well, it's it's a challenge, but it's also a privilege at the same time because I feel like this story needs to be told, and this character needs to be seen. This is, I feel, a very honest way of, an honest way to feel during that time period, especially for somebody having come from up north. I think a lot of people just assume that all black people, were treated the same way during that time period, but we forget about those who, were born up north or who came from a different side of the country. So I think it's very important to see that side of it portrayed along with the side of the people who were raised in the South and who were accustomed to it. To see both sides of that coin, I think, is important. So to be portraying the opposite side of it and having naturally come from the South. Keep in mind, I was born in Memphis. I'm a Memphian. I was born in Memphis.
I'm a Memphian too.
Raised in Atlanta, so I'm from the South. So having portraying somebody from up north is definitely a challenge for me. And I'm enjoying stepping into the perspective of somebody, looking from a northern viewpoint during this time period.
What about you? Who's your character you're playing?
Jacques Honoré, a.k.a. Boogaloosa. That's what they call me, Boogaloosa. I'm from Louisiana. I'm a jazz player. Play cornet, trumpet. I've been hung once.
You've been hung
Been
once?
hung.
With a rope
With a
around your
rope,
neck?
been hung. Yeah, and that caused me to go into a spiral of alcoholism. So, you see,
See your
Boogaloosa,
struggles?
you see him strung out a little bit on alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah. And you're wrong, man. That's my friend.
That's
my friend.
too. I ain't
That's
gonna
my friend.
take my friend from
That's
you.
my good friend.
See, this is why Joe Moses has so much time. Because he can't hold on to friends, he can't hold on to his wife.
I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing about this group. We are a tight-knit group because we've been in the battlefield together, except with Harding. Like you said, he's the fresh face of the group. So he has to be inducted into this brotherhood, that we have. And this guy here, I don't too much care for him. Because I'm drunk and he likes to take my drink.
Flyer right here.
So, tell us about your character, Bart.
Captain Harris Welke, 24th Infantry, Company I. He's a bastard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of pathetic and a drunk and yeah, he's a bastard. But
I'll leave it out.
yeah, I think you can say that on TV actually. But anyway, I sort of want to make the point too. My soldiers, Company I here, we've been in the desert, Buffalo Soldiers, chasing Pancho Villa. We haven't been messing around. We pulled duty in the Indian Wars out west, and now we come back to Houston, Texas, 1917, American South, pretty much Texas too. So no one's really getting along. We're doing our best. Sergeant McKinney and I are doing our best to, he's doing his best, and I pretend to do my best, but doing our best to make things run smooth, and we're not allowed to let things run smooth in Houston in 1917. And it's a story of, for me, it's a story of revolt and rebellion. It's not a story of, the awful South. It's like, wait a second, we're not going to take this. That's one thing I really like about the story.
What is it like working together as a team? All of you guys working together. What's it like?
It's fun. It's fun because you got all different kind of personalities on stage.
Well, we got all different types of talent on stage. This is some talented class.
you work on
But here's the thing. We never argue. Yeah, there's never an argument. There's no diva in the group.
No diva in the group.
No, Madiva, man diva. There's no man diva in the group.
I didn't know men have men divas.
I did a couple plays with you. TC can contest to
Y'all don't say
that.
no names.
Oh, no, we ain't gonna say no names.
But at the same time, I feel like this cast, organically came together. I almost feel like it was meant to be because so many of us have crossed paths before.
Exactly.
Jose and I, we did a movie called Tricks together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in 2006. If you haven't seen Tricks, it's on Amazon.com. You should pick that up. But McKinney and I, he's a teacher at the Soulsville Charter School. I'm the supervisor at the Stacks Music Academy, so we're on the same campus every day. You know what I mean? And it's my first time meeting, TC and Cooli and Ron Gephart, who was our director, our wonderful director.
Yes. Ron Gephart.
So Ron Gephart is directing this show.
Ron Gephart is our director.
And who's producing this show?
Brothers with a Story.
Along with Bluff City. Bluff City Tri-Art Theatre.
Tri-Art
Along
Theatre.
with
Ruby O'Gray, yes. And it's just good to see you guys together.
See you to be seen. Even better to see you though.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thank Black Butterfly Media for being here. So, we are going to close with the cast of Camp Logan. And TC, could you please let them know when the show is going to be on stage?
Yes. First of all, I must reiterate, had it not been for Ruby O'Gray and Bluff City, we would not be able to do this. They pulled us in. Ruby had seen this play a long time ago, and she was looking for a male cast to do this. I wanted to get Ron Gephart because Ron directed me in the play Miss Evers Boys. That's where I won my Best Supporting Actor in a drama. It was excellence in Memphis Theater. It wasn't a Strand at that time. That was in 1995. So, it goes, way back. But we open next Friday, April the 18th. 8 o'clock is the April the 18th and 19th. It's at 8 o'clock. April the 20th, we have a 2 p.m. showing there at the theater, at Theater Works. And then the next week, the 25th, 26th, and 27th, 25th and 26th is at 8 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, the last performance is on the 27th. And so that's what we're rolling with. Working with these guys is like working with a team. I played, sports in high school. I wasn't necessarily always the best, but I believed in competition. And as I coached at Fairleigh High School, I used to tell the guys, at least let the other team know that they've been in a game. Don't just let them walk out there and do whatever. And these guys will let you know that you have been to a play. Wow. They will let you know the feelings that are deep down inside of people. They come out, they boil out. And like I was telling everybody, when you grab hold of this young man, you better grab hold of him hard, because he just fights like Dickens, So, we really have we're real physical. We're becoming more physical. Ron even pushes us to be even more physical, to be more raw, and that's what we want to do. We want to show the feelings of, people.
What's your next project, Jose?
I'm not for certain. Wherever the wind blows me, I don't know. Maybe film, maybe television, maybe another stage play.
What about you, Emmanuel?
Oh, I definitely don't know. I try to do at least one. My last play was Hurt Village. I'm actually the dean of students at Soulsville now, so I don't have a lot of time. So I usually try to do 1 or 2 plays a year. So.
Jose? Cooli?
I think I have to finish off the trilogy of Merry Christmas from Miss Ruby's play that we did this past December.
Yeah.
So she's going to finish it off.
Oh, wow.
And I think I'm going to have to do the,
jump into that. What was the name of that show?
It's called Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, that's right.
Merry
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Right.
Mr. Bart Mallard.
Yes.
What's next for you?
We finished the last 2 weekends of April, so when we go up, which is, I guess, maybe to 1 week from this Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so the month of May, you know what? I'm going to organize some things.
Okay.
I'm going to clean my house, and then I'm going to write some things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Write some stuff.
Mr. Walker?
Well, my next project after this one is will be Black Soap 4 with Flo Roche and the Ataro Theater Company. And then I'll be going into another film with a director named Phil Darius Wallace, who directed a film that I was in called 100 Lives. If you haven't seen that, it's on Amazon.com. Be sure to pick that up. But we'll be working on another film coming up. So keep ears and eyes open for Black Sober 4. And the film coming up is tentatively called The Church. You know, they're playing around with the title, The Revival. But keep your eyes and ears open for that as well.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. And thank you for taking the time out your rehearsal schedule to come and talk to us
Thanks for
today.
having us.
Here at Memphis Memphis Actors Talking About. The play, which airs April 18th, should be the same time that this show will air. So we're looking forward to that. And on behalf of Black Bonafide Media, we want to thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.